So let's assume, just like me getting out of this little pit over here. So let's assume after countless efforts of trying to get started, trying to get going, to make something happen, there's always something that comes up, always a bit of laziness, a bit of procrastination that is too overwhelming to say, today I'm not going to love myself and lie down instead. Comfort is a very powerful motivator. Even though many would argue that actual comfort comes with only through knowing what it's like to push through days where it's severely uncomfortable. So, long story short, you want to get your own fitness journey started, or some form of a routine that you know is going to benefit you in ways that you can't even understand right now. What is it that you could do to make your life and this process easier to initiate, to make the change that can force a bit of momentum? Didn't know people drank here. That's probably a non-alcoholic beer. Looks like Black Label though, never mind. So, I am here thinking of 3 potential unconventional ways to limit the procrastination, to say that, to kick yourself up into some form of momentum and make something happen. A routine, a very beneficial routine. First idea that you could probably use is cleaning up your space a bit more, tidying up your space, because not everybody knows this, unfortunately. I can't say that. I wanted to say that, but I can't. Every little bit of clutter, every little bit of something that's out of place sits on your mind somehow in one way or another, and it essentially slows you down. It interferes with your thinking. It's like you can study in a clean place, a tidy place. You can't study so as well, as effectively in a place that is in a kitchen when you know the dishes aren't washed. Things get in the way. You don't want things to get in the way unnecessarily. Tidying up your space is an underrated and overwhelmingly effective method of clearing up the mind. When the mind is clearer, it thinks with less effort, and the effect is a weight that's taken off your shoulders, a lightness, an air of weightlessness, a feeling that nothing's really in the way anymore. Simply because you did something small. You don't even have to do that much. You could just I don't know, you could put your shoes away to where they should be for today. Tomorrow you could try something different. You could add on to that. After a few days, you'll notice that your thinking itself isn't cluttered. Cleanliness being next to godliness, they say. You could make up your bed even. That's pretty effective. We've heard that before somewhere though. I think Jordan Peterson is very vocal on that. See, that kind of thing, when the way they framed it, or the way they've added to the framing of that, is that once you make up your bed, or you start your day by making up your bed, it counts as a win. A win that you get home to in the evening, or when you go to bed, you come back to that tidy bed, and it's like you've achieved something for the day. When those wins add up and you are compiling them, it becomes a habit, and the next thing you know, it's pretty easy to get going on something as simple as a small routine. Which takes me on to my second point. You don't even have to do much to start a fitness routine. People think that you need to get the shoes, the socks, the sweaters, the neon sweaters, the matching shorts, branded items of clothing, the watch, which 9 times out of 10 is telling you the wrong heart rate. All of those things have different methods and give out different readings. Which one is accurate is beyond us. It makes me wonder about the machines at the hospital as well, whether they are actually 100% accurate. Be it as it may, you don't really have to start that harshly. You don't have to start that, you don't need that much to get going. You don't need the perfect shoes. You don't even need to start running today. Or you don't even have to start walking. You could do something as simple as stretching. And stretching people take far too seriously as well. You don't need to be able to touch your toes by the end of your session. You don't need to be stretching for an hour at a time. That's for that kind of thing is hardly done. It's for some of us that are looking for some serious gains. And even then, if we are stretching for that long, we are doing it from a very low pain perspective. That's not the English I'm trying to use right now. From a very painless standpoint. So I'm not trying to stretch my hamstring out in such a way that it actually hurts. I'm not trying to get my elbow around the back of my head so that my hand touches my scapula. That's not goals to start out with. There are easier ways. You could sit in bed, you could get up in bed, you could wake up in the morning, and you could, I don't know, sit up in such a way that and lean forward, if it's even possible for most of us, reaching for your knees, putting your hands underneath behind at the back of your knees, and not even pulling. You don't even have to pull. If you feel something pull from that position, it counts. And even if the pull is light, if you wait long enough, eventually that pull goes away. And when that pull goes away, you have effectively stretched out the muscle. Don't think stretching out means that you must lengthen it by 2 meters. Think of it as lowering pain. Think of it as making small improvements. See, any improvement is more than most people are making right now. And the majority of everybody is just chilling, just sitting back, not trying to experience too much pain, giving themselves excuses like saying that they love themselves. I love myself too much to experience this type of pain and discomfort. Be it temporary, be it for a bigger picture, be it for the sole purpose of feeling less pain altogether, less discomfort altogether. Because some people would rather walk around with tight shoulders, with a stiff back, as opposed to doing, I don't know, an hour's worth of stretching within a week and feeling better already. But everybody's different. So that's 2 now. First one was tidying up. Second one was the jeepers. I just spoke about this thing. I have no idea what I spoke about. This is the mental agility that I have. Can play chess, can play ultra bullet chess, but can't think about what I just spoke about. Short-term memory loss is a thing. Not that I care. There's more important things to think about. I am on the 3rd point now, the 3rd and final point. You need to correct your thinking patterns. No, not the biggest. One very influential factor when starting out a routine, when starting out a fitness journey, so to speak, is simply looking at your thoughts, observing them and acknowledging them. That's one step. That's half the job done right there. That's a lot out of the way. If you could see yourself for what you are right now, you would know exactly, well, you don't have to know. It's not important. It's just that knowing that there are things that you are doing, habits in your thoughts alone, that are making you slower, that are making you less effective, that are killing your motivation. That you aren't even aware of, that most people aren't aware of. Just cycling through on autopilot, carrying on with life, letting things happen to them. Something as simple as catching yourself in a thought loop where you are thinking that something isn't working, and then telling yourself that you are, I don't know, trying my best not to think of these things myself. Gotta backpedal a bit back into the past. I am not good enough. I'm not able to. I can't do something. This thing is beyond me. This thing is only for people that are... There's something wrong with me. And I don't have the resources to fix it. Something wrong with me passing this test, this exam, and I don't have the resources. I don't have I can't go to gym. I can't join this running club. I can't start with this personal trainer because I'm too far behind. I have no resources. I don't have the supplements. I don't have the access to the finances to start the diet. I don't have the money to pay for shoes. I don't have the support. I don't have the people around me. People are telling me that I can't do it. That it's better to, I don't know, to stay where I am. Fixing your thinking patterns first can get you motivated. I don't know how the cycle of the saying goes, but you think something enough, the thought becomes a feeling. If you feel something enough, the feeling becomes a belief. And when you reinforce that belief enough, it becomes the knowing that you are able to take the next step, that you are capable, that you can. So that's 3 out of the way right there. Let's add a 4th just for the few that are watching this video long enough. The people around you. I don't know if I've touched on this in another video before this. I'm sure I have. Where the people that you surround yourself with, tell me the 5 people that you spend the most time with, and I can tell you exactly the type of person that you are. If you have friends that are all falling pregnant, you eventually yourself will be looking at your man with through that filter, like everybody else is getting married, everybody else is having babies, what about us? Or having babies, what about us? If you have a bunch of friends that are constantly drinking every weekend and you are hanging around with them, eventually you will fall into those habits as well. You will drink more than you normally would. You would look to the weekend as a source of, or look to alcohol as a way of release, as a way of getting away from the real world. I just realized it's June and I still have a bottle of something from New Year's Day. From before New Year's Day, actually. Guess it doesn't interest me as much. It's cool to have it there, I guess. I could go on, but obviously the point is that your friends, if they are demotivating as well, if they don't have anything about them that is related to or aligned with the higher version of yourself that you want to be, this version that wants to get a fitness routine going, that wants to make something happen. You can expect the worst. If your friends are lazy, if your friends are fat, your friends are obese and you spend more time with them and they celebrate this kind of thing like it's a joke, often with plenty masks on and fake smiles and I don't know, passive aggressive chirps that you think is not abuse, but for the outsider, for most people that choose not to hang with those people, you gotta try and see it from their perspective as well. So watch who you hang with. Be careful of that. Watch your thoughts. Clean up your space. And like I said, there was a second point that I completely forgot. But that's me. I'm honestly only thinking about my French defense that needs a bit of work. Don't think I'll get a chance to do that now. Maybe a bit later. Chess calls. I want to eat a few balls as well. This place is lovely, by the way. Reminds me of the mountain very much. There's literally nobody around. Even though I ran into my matric biology teacher a moment ago. That was fun. What a lovely man. Anyway, blessings.